Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry I've been MIA. I know that I said that I wanted to post more and I've been trying. I've been trying to vlog. I went to LA for Christmas and have been busy like trying to figure out what I'm doing with my life. But I just wanted to come on here today and just give you a little bit of a life update. You can tell by the title of my first vlog that I was unemployed. I am no longer unemployed. I didn't get my dream job. I won't say that. I don't know yet. I haven't started, but I did get a part-time job as a school nurse, which I'm really excited about. I feel like this is something that, you know, I wanted to venture into in terms of like feeling like an actual nurse. Not saying that aesthetic nursing is not real nursing. It is. It's just different. And I wanted to take care of people in a different way. So I just wanted to update you guys on what's been happening in my life. I currently been thinking a lot about content creation and wanting to do that. But I get so much in my head about like, oh, this, and this has to be perfect. Like my background needs to be perfect. My life needs to kind of get together. But the whole point of me like turning on this camera and talking to you guys was maybe someone can relate to my situation. I know I see a lot on TikTok about people like struggling getting a job as a nurse in California. I know it's other places. Currently, I know there's a bunch of nurses on strike in New York, which is good for them. Good for them. But yeah, anyways, let me get to the breakdown of what's been going on. So thanks for clicking and stay tuned and I'll keep you updated on everything going on right now. So first things first, I got a new memory card. So I had another one and like my LA vlog took up all of the memory and I didn't want to delete the content. I've been wanting to post it, but I just never finished it. And so we'll see what I can do with that. But yay, I'm starting to take content creation a little bit more serious. It's just me having the guts to kind of upload me in my realness and rawness of life. But yeah, I was thinking for my YouTube, like I do want to post each week and I'm thinking just kind of vlogging little bits and tits, what little bits of my life and putting them all together for like a weekly update so you guys can just kind of see what I've been up to in the previous week and upload it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So yeah, because I don't want to I get stuck on the idea of like, oh my God, like what should I post this week? Like content. And I don't want it to be fake. I just want to realistically show my life. So yes, please stay tuned. Hang in there with me, guys. I can see why people always are like apologetic about, you know, not posting consistently, but I really, really do want to work on that for myself this year. I made a vision board and I do want to share that with you guys, but let me get to the nitty gritty of like my work life right now. So who's texting? Who's calling my phone? Who's calling my phone? So work. I have been a nurse for the last 3 years. I graduated from a Cal State here in the Bay Area. I'm really proud of that because I got into my dream school. I went during COVID, so that was a whole experience within itself. But nonetheless, I got my bachelor's degree in nursing and I am so proud of myself immensely because I feel like there were so many factors that could have prohibited me from doing that, but I was resilient and made it through. And if you guys want like a vlog about how I got into my dream nursing school, I can definitely do that, but please let me know. I don't know, comment down below. So that was 3 years ago. It was 2022. I had always thought that I was going to go into bedside nursing because that's all they kind of talked about. I never even had the idea that I wanted to go into aesthetics. And so I see a lot of people now, like on social media, that they're in school and they want to go to aesthetics, and that's, do you. Everyone do themselves. And yes, you can do it without going into med surg or, bedside. But based on my experience, I didn't go bedside. I had new grad interviews that I was just not prepared for. Like, I had no idea what I was walking into. And I look back now and I'm like, obviously I wish I could have prepared, but God or my higher power takes you down a path that's meant for you. And I've been happy with what it's been, but I'm kind of looking for some change. So I got into aesthetics straight out of graduating nursing school. I worked at a place called Laserway. I'm sure you've heard of it. I always say it's kind of the rite of passage into aesthetics where you learn the basics. I'm not saying everyone has to start there, but if you are looking to get your foot in the door, either a place like that, Stev, Ideal Image, all of those kind of big company med spas, you're able to kind of, get the basics of aesthetics through laser services and an intro to Botox and filler. So I did that, and I grew, I kept practicing. I felt good about what I was doing for my clients. Eventually I ended up going to a different med spa because at places like Laserway, you are just booked like back to back to back to back. And I know it's a blessing to be in aesthetics, but I do want to preach that there's still burnout in it. Like, I was feeling exhausted, and that's okay. I sure, like, in bedside nursing, I know for sure that people feel burnt out. That's why they're literally striking. But at this time, I still was okay in aesthetics. I was like, yes, I want to grow. I want to be like one of the best injectors out there, in terms of like building clientele and having my clients feel good with me. And I can say it really is about the experience and how you treat your clients and who you are as a person. That is a big part of it. And that's what I was doing. I was kind of learning that, seeing patient to patient, working on my skills, getting more trainings through Allergan. I was living a dream in a way, but I was only part-time. And so I kind of had to think realistically, like, what am I going to do to financially be okay? Like, I live in California. It's not cheap. I still live with my family. I'm looking to move out. Like, what I need to figure things out. And so I did get the opportunity to become an aesthetic trainer, and that was such a fun job. I love teaching. I love sharing every tip and advice that I wish I knew I wish I knew when I first started. And so it ranged from like new nurses to nurses that have been working bedside for like 10, 20 years, like directors of nursing, managers. I was like, oh my God. And they're listening to me give them advice about aesthetic nursing. It's really cool. I need to slow down. I'm running out of breath. And that was my most favorite job. It was close to my house. And yeah, everything was good. I think we deserved a little bit more pay, but I was okay. I got a new car, I was able to afford everything that I, needed. But in 2024, December of 2024, we all got laid off totally unexpectedly. And it was a shock. I was obviously sad that I wasn't going to be able to teach, but I knew I was going to be okay. I was like, I have all this experience. I can go to another med spa. And about like 2 months later, I did get a job at a med spa. I was at this new med spa for about 9 months. And I, was seeing clients and doing my thing, building a reputation again in a new city. But I couldn't help but not feel like happy. And a lot of things were going on personally. Like, my grandma had passed away. She was a big reason why I got into nursing in the first place. And so I've just been thinking about that a lot. I've been thinking about not that I necessarily wanted to be in med surg. My dream had always been like PACU or pre-op, NICU. I'm sorry, this is so long, but I'm getting there. Listen. And so that's been on my head a lot. And I was clocking out of work and I just felt unhappy. Like I knew I didn't want to do that for the rest of my life. I was getting paid better. I will be transparent. I was getting paid $70 an hour, which is pretty fair for an aesthetic nurse. Mind you, I know that bedside nurses make more here in NorCal, but that's never been my intention. Like, oh, I need to, I was comfortable. I came from nothing. Like I was comfortable. But I knew I needed to pursue what I wanted. Or else I was just going to be miserable for like the rest of my life. And like I said, I want to move out, and I didn't want to move out and then have the idea of like quitting my job and then struggling financially to pay my rent and all of that. So I was like, the moment is now, like I need to do it. Events led up to me kind of quitting, but I gave them a 2-week notice and I hopefully left on good terms. But yeah, this was in October of 2025. Oh my God, I can't believe we're in 2026. But back to the point, what am I up to now? It's been a struggle. The market for nursing jobs is tough. And I'm sure you have seen videos online. If you don't know and you're just here, it's hard. It's very hard. I'm sure not just for nurses, but it's surprising, to be a nurse, have my bachelor's degree, and then not be able to get a job in bedside. And that's what I was going to say is if you do want to go straight into aesthetics and that's what you want to do, good for you. But if you end up changing your mind and you're like, no, I want to get that acute care experience, hospital experience, it's going to be hard to get a job. I feel like aesthetics is looked down upon in their eyes, most eyes, because they're like, that's not real nursing. But I feel very comfortable injecting people's faces, assessing them. It's just a different set of skills. And like I said, I trained nurses from all over, like different kinds of units, and they were all very respectful of what it was like to be an aesthetic nurse. And so I've been applying. I've been a nurse for 3 years and I have struggled immensely. I applied to a nurse residency program again, but I'm not technically a new grad anymore. So that even makes it harder for me to even land an interview. But don't give up, like keep applying. I already said it. I have a part-time job as a school nurse. And so this job normally starts per diem, but I was able, thankfully, to get a case with a child. And so I'm going to be with them throughout the rest of the school year. That is exciting. It's nerve-wracking. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this new chapter in my life where I can I don't want to say feel like a nurse again. I've always been a nurse, but do something that I've been wanting to do for a while now. And I know I've been wanting to work with the pediatric population. And so maybe this is a step towards that, and who knows what the future holds. But I do have a part-time job as a school nurse, one-on-one with a child. And yeah, that's where I'm at. So I'll be okay to pay my bills right now. I also have had some people reach out to me in terms of a private aesthetic training. So that is exciting to me because I never wanted to fully leave aesthetics. It's always going to be a part of me. I've learned so much and I never want to let go of that. And so I'm really excited to be doing these private trainings. I have had a couple of business ideas of what I can do with what I know. But I'll share that a little later as I start to develop things. I'm working on some stuff potentially for new grads or people wanting to break into aesthetics. There's just not, there's a lot of resources out there, but with the program that I used to teach with, a lot of people appreciated the content of it and the the breakdown of aesthetics. So it's like aesthetic nursing 101. And that's kind of what I wanted to focus on. On top of that, part-time in, you know, a couple private trainings here and there. It's not even all that. I have one coming up, but who knows, that can grow. Better news is one of my old managers reached out to me, and she has a spot where she takes clients, and she asked me if I wanted to use that space to take my clients. And I was like, this is absolutely perfect, because I don't want to work in a med spa where I'm making, you know, other people a lot of money. Not that I'm going to get paid a lot here either, but it'll be something. But I wanted a place, a safe space where I can see the clients that I develop relationships with. And so I do want to take you guys on that journey. We're working on paperwork of like how it's going to work, like me working for her. It's her first time hiring other employees, I guess, because she was a manager at like one of my old jobs where it was like through a different company. Now she's like building her own legacy. She's an icon. But yeah, I'm excited to kind of be able to, one, do the school nurse thing, and two, still kind of do aesthetic nursing and build my own clients and stuff. So yeah, that is my update with like my work stuff as a nurse. And so I have a lot to look forward to. I want to bring you guys along this journey of like me starting at this studio and building my clients. And I'm working on social media. I'm working on TikToks. I'm working on a podcast with my best friend. I mentioned that in my first one, and I told you guys that I would bring you along. I did record. I have some snippets, so maybe I'll record or put in a snippet of us. We're very, very new to podcasting, but that is like another dream of mine. And I feel like my head is being pulled a bunch of different directions, but I've been telling myself like life is way too short to just stick to one thing. Like if I want to do something, then I should do it. YouTube and vlogging has also been a big thing I've been thinking about. Like I want to do this. I just need to do it. And I just discovered, I saw a video today literally about strategic procrastination. And that's like having these ideas of, oh, I'm going to have like my background this way, and I'm going to vlog once I do this. And if I keep waiting, like I'm never going to do it. Like I said, I've been recording snippets here and there, but I'm like, oh, I've just not been happy with it. And so I just need to post what I have, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to kind of leave it like that. I'll put a snippet of me recording with my best friend, and you guys can follow that journey too. But like I said, with YouTube, I just want to post weekly about like what I did that previous week. So a compilation of stuff. So you guys can just follow my life and see how it goes. Why do you care about following my life? You don't have to care. If you just want to see what it's like to be, again, a 27-year-old part-time nurse with other big dreams and manifestations in this life, feel free to follow along this journey. Like I said, it's about growth and just having a positive mindset. That's why I love the podcast with my best friend, because we kind of get to break down like what we're going through and what we look forward to in the future. Our last episode was New Year Better Us and our goals for this year. And yeah, oh, I want to show you my vision board. So let me show you that. This is my vision board. It looks a little boring, but I don't know if you can tell. There's like some sparkle to it. Hold on. You can kind of tell it's like glitterly. Anyways, you know what I'm saying? Sparkly. And so, yes, it's kind of boring, but it's not your typical vision board. I do want to make like the standard one where you put pictures of like your big dreams and goals and everything. But this is the one for my year. And I thought this year I would kind of break it down month by month of like the goals that I have that I feel like are realistic. And so that's why I want to make another one where it's like dreaming big. But yeah, this is it. My friend wanted to make, it says 2026. my friend wanted to make like that bingo card, and that's kind of why I got the inspo of the boxes. And I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna make a goal for each month and hope that I complete it. So one of my big goals has been to cut pork completely out of my diet this year and like the rest of my life. Last year I cut off beef, and I talked about that in the podcast a bit, but I eventually, when I hopefully turn 30, I want to be vegan. Yeah, cut pork off. Anyways, February, start seeing aesthetic clients in this new space. That's what I was talking about. It's gonna be a vibe. I was working in my last med spa, and I was like, you know, if I could work with someone, she would definitely be one person. Like, it's just a vibe. March, I have a full-time job. This was before I had anything, and yeah, it would be nice. It would be good to be financially stable, but I'm working on a couple different projects, and you know, like I said, I have a business idea that I want to kind of pursue as well. So we'll see. April, reached 10 followers on our podcast. I know it's not big, but we need to start somewhere. One of our big goals is like to post consistently. So right now we're just posting once a month. My best friend is a mom of 2 under 2, and yeah, she stays busy. And if our podcast, you know, ends up growing, then we can post more consistent or more often. But once a month has been a good like goal for us. May, I want to have a girls trip. I have a couple other best friends, and May is one of my really closest, like my best friend's birthday. I say best friend because we've been best friends since we were 3, but we haven't hung out as often, and she's busy too. And yeah, I need to communicate that to them. June, oh my God, I want to run a 10K. And if you don't know me, but I did my first 5K last year in November. It was my very first one. I had never run before. I'm not a running girly until now. And so I did that one, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to do another 5K, and then I want to do a 10K, and then a 12K, and just kind of work my way up. And we just did one in the city of San Francisco. I guess you guys don't know where I'm from. And it was the hot chocolate run, and I was signed up for the 5K with my boyfriend, and we were late. So guess what we did? We ended up doing the 10K, and I made a TikTok about it. So feel free to follow me on TikTok on Hi Bestie, it's Jen. So I have completed that. So my friend was saying I should change it to 15K, and I'm like, girl, like I just did that. Like, like just let me check off my thing. And she had the really good idea of like taking a picture once I complete the goal, like to put it on the vision board. So I was like, that is so cute. I will do that. So I need to take a picture of my medal, and I will put it on there. And I'm like, oh my God, I already got June done. Yeah, like, yes. Okay, July, get my wisdom teeth removed. I know it's so simple, I guess, but my wisdom tooth was hurting a lot during Christmas, and I regretted not getting them out earlier when I had dental insurance. And so that is one thing I want to do. I feel like I've always procrastinated that my whole life, and I put it in July because of like, if I have a full-time job in March, then in a couple months I should have insurance, and then I can get my wisdom teeth removed. So, and if I'm a full-time school nurse, like you get the summers off, so that would be a good time to get that. August, hit 100 subscribers on YouTube. I just need to post consistently each week, so here we go. Hi. September, be completely debt free, and that is just like my credit cards. I currently have been using them a lot because, like I said, I haven't been working, and so I want to make sure my credit cards are paid off by then. And I also want to pay off my student loans. I only owe, it's still a lot of money, but I owe $10,000 in total for my degree. So I know that is a really, really good price. I know there's people that are literally hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. I want to get it paid off. So I'm hoping that I have consistency in my finances so I'm able to do that. I've always been good about like my payments and making sure I don't rack up my credit cards. Even right now, like it's not too bad. I think I only owe like 3,000. But I know as a nurse, like I could get a good job and make good money and pay that off, or with business ventures, who knows, right? But that is a big goal. I just don't want to stress about it. I want to be debt free so I can start saving up as well for my future house, or again for emergency fund, because I definitely have wiped that out. So October, pretty chill. We're gonna celebrate, and this is obviously me and my boyfriend. We're gonna celebrate our 3-year anniversary. Oh my god, 11:30. Okay, he wants me to try to get Bruno Mars tickets today, so I need to do that. And he said, because it's in October, that would be part of our anniversary gift. So yay. And yeah, I'm not stressed about like us not being together. Like that's my lifer. I know we all say that, but no. Yeah, he's amazing, and I can talk on and on about him, but this is not what the video is about. November, I want to move in with my boyfriend. We've been talking about that for a while now, and I also have mentioned that I'm manifesting, but I'm not rushing it. Like I don't want to feel rushed into a situation that is forced, but hopefully by this time we will be living together so we can welcome the new year in our new apartment. So yeah. And then December, if God willing, travel to a different country. Mostly my mom has been wanting me to go with her back to her home country. My dad has been wanting me to visit him in his country. He lives in Honduras, and so I've been wanting to go visit him. And year after year after year, like, oh, I tell him it's gonna happen, and I haven't made it happen just because financially it's been rough. But I feel like this year might be the year, so we'll see. Maybe I can like country hop. I can go to, because they're right next door to each other. So yeah, that's my vision board for 2026. And so this is me trying to complete one of them and grow my subscribers, but mostly just be consistent with content creation, because I really do like it. I just get in my head about being perfect about it, and no one is perfect. So yeah, I will vlog my week. I had a private training tomorrow, but it got rescheduled. So I'm actually preparing the presentation right now, and I want to be happy with it. So I'm glad I got a little bit more time. Let me show you guys what I have. All right, so this is just like the first slide, intro to neuromods, and I feel comfortable teaching. Like I said, I did it for one of my jobs for like a year and a half, and I know that's not much, but I definitely felt natural, and you know, people pick up on your vibes, and if you're keeping it real, it just makes it a little bit more relatable. So I'm working on this presentation. Kind of want to focus more like on beginner friendly aesthetics, or intro to aesthetics. So yeah, I'm working on that, and I'm starting my part-time school nurse job next week. It'll be Monday through Friday, and so I can kind of bring you guys along with me, or kind of, not really because of HIPAA and stuff, but show you how I'm feeling and all of those things so you guys can grow with me. Anyways, I don't want to make this video super, super long, so I will see you guys next week. I promise. Okay, bye. Oh my god, guys. My heart is racing, but we got tickets for Bruno Mars, so... Ah!